lead corporate relations, community engagement.
Cool.
So work with companies and organizations to help create
all those fun
opportunities
things
for students. Yeah, for students.
That's
and
awesome.
faculty.
So how much do you do with the capstone program?
So I don't work with any one specific capstone program. My role is more around working externally with partners.
Yeah.
And if partners are interested in capstones, then I'll get them connected to the appropriate department.
Sweet.
So I'm really more of like a liaison between the university and the community.
That's absolutely legit. Well, thank you for coming today.
Of course, yeah, thanks.
I love this conference. I've been here since day one, so it means a lot to me. So why'd you say I'm showing up? And what kept you here?
Good question. So I've been to a lot of conferences, and I've never been to one quite like this one. Like it really delivered on the unconference, and I feel like, this is maybe one of the first conferences I've been to where I felt like I can really just kind of let go of the business persona and just be myself and meet people and like have genuine connections. And so it was really, really meaningful and impactful for me.
What was your favorite connection?
Let me think. Besides the vendors, I mean, I may have purchased a few things that.
She's purchased from Edgar. He's one of my clients. So.
Is he the beard guy?
Yes.
Yes, I may have. Yeah. Who else? I met a gentleman from the Fourth Plain Commons who, they just opened up a new facility in the Fourth Plain corridor that I need to go visit, and so I was able to connect with him, and I'm going to set that up.
Oh my gosh!
I met a couple of business owners who are interested in partnering with WSU that I need to follow up on. So made lots of connections. It's really, really cool. And I appreciated that we weren't trying to cram in a bunch of presentations and panels in this time. Like I think I counted 2 formal presentations, and the rest of it was just creating the atmosphere to be able to connect with people. And that was, I don't think other conference developers realize how effective it can be to just create
get people in the
chill
room
environment and like let things happen organically.
It is one of the greatest things about this conference, that ability to just like come as you are. Because I was telling somebody else this earlier. I have come in ripped jeans and a leather jacket. I have shown up like I am today, which is in very fancy sweatpants, in case anybody's curious. And last night in like a leather dress, and just like going on about life as myself and not as this, like that, like, well, here I am. Here's my business card. Great, I'll never talk to you again. Yeah. Thank you. And so really having those impactful moments where you're probably going to end up being friends with those people outside of just the work that needs to get done. And that's really beautiful. Yeah. So I got another question for you. What do we need to do to make next year larger?
I've been thinking about that, actually. I'd love to try to get, we actually had a group of students that participate in a internship program that WSU Vancouver hosts called the Future Leaders Project. And so we had a group of those students that were here through our partner organization, Workforce Southwest Washington.
I talked to one of them, and he was an absolutely brilliant young man.
All of the students that go through that program are so amazing. And so I would love to try to get more of our students here. But I also think just word of mouth and doing things like this and social media. And I think all of the people that I've talked to, if they can just tell a couple of more people to come next year,
you gotta be here.
Yeah.
You gotta be here. Do you have moments like this throughout the year? Outside of, I always call it October 5th and 6th. So I swear it's always on the 5th and 6th. Do you have other moments like this, or is this the only one?
What do you mean?
Like moments where you can just like really come together with a bunch of people and be yourselves versus shaking hands, kissing babies, and making business deals.
Sometimes. But I think a lot of it is, you have to have someone that's like creates that environment, that's intentional about it. You can be that person, like there's certainly, if I'm hosting something or if I'm hosting a meeting, I learned a lot actually from being here, just in terms of like helping people let their guard down. But I think it's always incumbent on the folks that are hosting whatever it is to try to create an environment that feels like this. You don't always get that, and it's not always like, sometimes it needs to be all about business, and that's
Sometimes,
okay.
yeah.
But I think in the world of creating relationships, it should be a lot more like this and a lot less like how it is, that stuffy environment. And so, yeah, sometimes there's moments like this, but I think, they're few and far between.
They are. They are. Yeah. And I'm just asking because, I'm on the planning committee and I have to make things happen.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, like, what is the one thing you're going to make happen after being here?
It's the one thing I'm going to make happen.
Like, your mind shifted these last 2 days, and now you're going to do this differently in the world.
Be more intentional about the connections that I make for myself and the connections I make for other people. I think that's probably my biggest takeaway is, I coincidentally, totally, like, spontaneous? That's not the word.
So I love spontaneous. Let's just use it anyways.
I think coincidentally is the best way to describe it. I had one of our partners reach out and ask if I would be willing to host a networking and soft skills workshop for a group of a leadership cohort. And so, as I'm thinking about how I'm going to plan this, I had a totally different vision for it before I came here. And now, I took a lot of notes on, the ways that I want to develop that out and kind of the message that I want the group to leave with. And so I think that's like one, hard thing
that the large gold nugget of the party.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know who you need a corner to ask more questions on how to make that happen?
To make what happen?
To make that event the way you want it to happen.
Probably Nathan.
No.
You?
No, not me. You need to go find Miss Katie Burtis.
Okay.
And you need to she is the queen of making intentional, very inclusive events. So not all of this will be, we cut everything out, but I used to be her boss at a staffing agency. And we actually became friends before that. So she's the reason I got the job, but she had reached out to me because I was hosting speed networking events for the American Marketing Association. Well, working together, Katie had developed these diversity talks where she really did kind of bring community together. She's a seriously unsung hero. She's going to be like, I can't believe she just said this. But she is beautiful at making a lot of those things happen. So a lot of those moments that you had this week were because of her.
Cool.
And she is a great person to talk to about those things and about the intentionality around it. She's a brilliant mind. We ended up winning best events in Oregon, and we beat out the state fair, and it's because of her.
That's awesome. I definitely want to connect.
Yes, I was the person you really need is Katie.
I think the biggest thing for me is, as I think about the students that I serve and we serve at WSU Vancouver, we have a large number of students who are first-generation college students who don't have, don't necessarily have people in their lives that are going to be able to give them jobs, opportunities, or help them when they graduate. And so I really love this idea of building social capital and expanding your network. And we're working really hard to embed the ideology and philosophy of building social capital in everything we do inside the classroom and outside the classroom. And I think, building those genuine intentional connections is a big part of that. And my perspective, leaving this conference has really shifted on like the types of strategies you can implement to do that. So I will definitely take you up on that.
Yes, Katie. Today she has on a red skirt. She was in the panel.
Okay,
that's
cool.
the Katie you want.
Sounds good.
She's brilliant.
I'll connect with her.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Welcome. How has this experience been for you?
It's been phenomenal. I'll say that.
Really? I'm really glad that you made it, by the way.
You invited me.
I was really excited. And it was exciting to see people like wearing your hats last night. Just, I hope it was everything it needed to be. So what is your biggest takeaway?
Connecting more with people you see yourself aligning with.
Yes, absolutely.
I think like what some of the panels were saying is like just be you. Like with the hashtag is your authentic self will come across as being someone that's serious and someone that's really really like about their craft. I mean, really about making sure that there's you're gonna have your ups and downs, but along the way you're gonna have your wins too.
Yes.
And to have gone through all of that, it means that you made it. You're trying to connect.
Yes.
Forget the dots. You're trying to connect with
and
that
finding
energy,
alignment.
Finding
yes.
alignment. Yes.
I love it, and like I said, I'm just so grateful that you could be here. I mean, after all the places you've been in the last few weeks,
yes.
I feel like anybody who's watching this back is going to be like, this girl might have known 90% of the people sitting across from her. Mm-hmm. But to know that like you have gone to Atlanta, you're at one of the largest conferences in the nation to come here. What is the difference of feeling between the two?
I don't think there's really nothing different. It's you want to be where you want to be. Mm-hmm. And that's with intention, that's with purpose, and those two things align. So it's intentionally where someone sees potential and someone sees where you can potentially take that too. And if you're around that same type, like we're talking about, that same type of vibe, energy.
Are you saying across. We have Invest Fest energy? Stop it!
I was talking.
I'm blushing.
I was talking to a couple other people. I told them about my experience. It's like, and then also too, a gentleman we were in line at the getting our food for lunch. He was like, by the way, I see your booth. How much did you pay? I told him. He's like, wow, I thought it was gonna be more than that.
Really? Oh, seriously, don't stop.
And I told him it's priceless. You know what I mean? Because if you put a monetary value on getting that networking, that piece of connectivity to someone that can help you, then you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Like if you have a small time mind, you're gonna have a small time business.
I mean, that is very honest. Yeah. That is very, very honest. Like it's more important to think bigger. It's more important to think about the impact. It's more important to just find alignment and it feels really good because, I help put these things together, but it feels really good to know that same feeling happens, whether there's thousands of people or there's 100 people. Mm-hmm. But it also speaks just volumes about the type of person that you are and like the value that you find in connection. And so very grateful for that. Thank you. Because your words have value to me. So I appreciate it.
And like with yourself, Nathan, you guys have, the last 3 years, look where it's at now. I was speaking to Santosh, owner of the beauty supply, store. And she was telling me that when she first started, you guys, it was in the same building, but it was smaller crowd. Mm-hmm. But she still gained the same amount of knowledge, So it was like, no matter big and small, if it's on the street corner, it's all about alignment. If you align with someone that has knowledge, someone that doesn't, that wants to put that into you, it doesn't matter what it costs. It's priceless.
It's priceless.
And
absolutely
my thing is, I will pay for something. I'm a brand. I'm not just a day by day schmo on trying to hustle. No, it is hustle in me, but I want to be a brand, and we are a brand. So that's the mindset. I need to be around people that have that same mindset.
Well, welcome to our family. We are community. We are together. You are now officially invited to the brunches. Everyone's like, where are these magic brunches? They happen. They occur. You just need to know a friend, and then we bring other friends. So, but thank you for being here. Thank you for the bravery of getting on the stage and talking to folks. Everybody just seems so thrilled to see your stuff, and I'm just really, really proud of all the hard work that you put in. And I know that I see you outside of this space and in other areas, and you're kicking ass and taking names. And don't stop. Please don't stop. The world needs you.
Thank you.
So.